Hey guys, my name is Avigat and in this video I'll be writing a Java program to accept a number and find the sum of its factors. So before I start with the program, I'll just give you an example of this program. So for example, the input is 30, then all the factors of 30 include 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 10, 15 and 30 itself. So basically factors are when you divide 30 by any of these numbers and you will get a remainder of 0. So which means that all these numbers are divisible by 30. So for example, 30 divided by 5, which will give you 6. Or let's say 30 divided by 10, which will give you 3. So it just means that all of these are factors, and when you add up all of these values, you'll get 72, which is going to be the final output. Another example, so over here, if the input is 15, then the factors of 15 are 1, 3, 5 and 15 itself. And when you add up these values, then you'll get 24. So let's start with the program now. Here I've already written the basic format of every Java program. I've started with import java.util.scanner because we'll be taking input from the user in this program. Then I've written class, then public static void main, followed by scanner s equals to new scanner because we'll be taking input from the user again. So the first thing I'll do is create my integer variable. So I'll say int, and the first variable I'll create is num, and I'll be using this variable to collect the input from the user. Then the second variable I'll create is sum, and I'll give this an initial value of 0. Now I'll write the print statement to collect input from the user. So system.out.println, and here I'll say enter a number. Now to store this number in this num variable, I'll say num is equal to sc.nextInt. This nextInt is a method in Java to collect input in the form of an integer. Now that this is done, I will write the for loop. So I'll say for. Now the first part of the for loop is to initialize a variable, so I'll say int I is equal to, now I'll give this I a value of 1 because every number is divisible by 1, so I'll add that at the start because it will apply for every number value. Now write semicolon. The second part is to determine till when this for loop is going to run till, so I'll say I less than or equal to num because the factors of this number can be any number between 1 and the number itself. And the third part of the for loop is to see if i's value is going to increment or not, so I'll say I++ because I want i's value to increase. Now write curly braces. The first thing I'll do is write an if statement to see whether the value of I even is a factor of num. So I'll say if num mod I double equal to 0. So let's say if I is completely divisible by num and it gives a remainder of 0, then that means it's a factor of num. Now I'll write curly braces, and within this if statement I'll say sum is equal to sum plus I. So if I is a factor of num, then I will add that value in the sum variable. Now this if statement is done. I don't need to add an else statement because there's no use for it. And now I'll just write my print statement to display this sum value. So I'll say system.out.println, and sum is plus sum. Let me just compile this and let's check the output. Void main, enter a number. First let me input 30. Here it shows that the sum is 72, which is correct. Now let me input 15. Here it shows that the sum is 24, which is again correct. So yeah, that is all for this video. If you want the code, it will be available on my website avigatgupta.com, so make sure you check it out. Other than that, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll try my best to answer them as soon as possible. And if you learned something new, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and see you later. Bye.